Hello, I'm Rivanek here from the Netherlands talking about altering a book into an art journal. I know a lot of you like the idea of altering a book, but you don't know how to start and what kind of book do you need, or are you able to use all books, and how does it work, and what do you need to know? Do you need to know anything? Especially that. So I think I have one video on YouTube maybe, but on AV Art, on my Facebook page, there I do a lot about films, about techniques and all kinds of stuff, creating mixed media, big, small, but also a lot about art journaling, because I'm really into this medium, working in a book. And when I started art journaling in 2013, I used very soon I started to create in an existing book, because I came up to this idea on Instagram maybe, or Facebook, or on the internet, I don't know. And I was immediately like, wow, that's gorgeous. You have this book, a second hand. I always buy my books in thrift shops. Why? Because they already have their history with somebody, and I really like second-hand stuff. Because of that reason, it has already, my clothes are mostly secondhand also. um, I just love all things that have already a history, a kind of self identity almost. What did the one who carried this blouse experienced? What kind of life did he or he had? So that kind of thing. So it's the same when you buy a book. It has his whole history. Sometimes you have in the front of a book a text already about the person who owned it, of the person who owned it, and that's what I like a lot. So I have just a few of my altered books. This one is a big one, and I have more, I think, but I thought it's enough. It's enough, Anne-Marie. It's really enough. So I will talk a bit about and show a bit about my altered books, and I can tell you a little bit about the ones that are very good books to use, or what I like to use next after these. I'm not only working in one book, I'm mostly working in more than one book. Sometimes I feel like, oh, I want to work in this book, and sometimes in another one, so I can shift. That's what I like, but maybe you like just stick to one book. One of the first books, I don't know if it was this one. I inherited it from my father, and as a child I was really looking a lot in this book, sitting there, and it's about everyday life. That's what it means in Dutch. It's from the hak of the tak. It means, when you translate it literally, is from the branch to the no, from your heels to your branches. So it means in when you talk like this, and then you talk in another minute about something else. Oh wow, I can't follow you. You're jumping from this to that, from the hak of the tak. So keep to only this or only that. So that's what it means. And it's a Dutch painter. He died, but he paints a lot about nature. This is the original page, and I added my own stuff in it. That's what you do. Afterwards, when it's not finished, this book. When I finished it, it's totally about me and my dad. This is my dad. It's still, it's from Egon Schiele. And this is original picture from the book. It's me, me sitting on the stairs, crying, having an argument with my dad. So that's what I use this book. I like books with all kinds of themes, and this I really liked. I used a few back then. From the Holy Past. It's about a lot of religious stuff. I think mostly in black and white. Yes. So I altered this one, and let's see, do I want to talk about this one? And sometimes I show you later. Sometimes you keep on using the images that are already there in the book, and sometimes you totally work it over. It's just how it happens. I really like this one. You can't even tell what this book used to be, because I totally altered it. And I think you recognize this. It's the story about Tom Sawyer. as a child, I really liked Tom Sawyer, and I really could relate to what he was thinking and feeling. He was brave, but he was alone. So the first page is done already. And still you can see a little bit about the title page. And then you can see a little bit. This is the original picture. Somebody throwing the dishwater away. And I just responded on it with a few images and some stitching here. So you can take it as far as you like. You can totally alter it. Or you can, for example, I added some collage. Some stuff is really still there from the original page, like this child here, and I think this part of the head also. Yeah. And this one is, yeah, this one is totally altered. So you can't see anything left from the original page. This is one also from Rien Poortvliet, the Dutch painter, and I like it because this one, I started this book and in the end, it's not finished yet, but oh, this is about me and my mom, and it's strange because the title is He Was One of Us. So it's about a male, it's about Moses. And you can still see that there's original pictures, and I added some writing and transfer, and I made it my own story. And sometimes I just start with adding another piece of collage that resonates for me with this first layer. Let's see, did I want to share something else? And again, you see, this is my mom. This is the original, and this is what I added and did some stitching. This is our relationship back then. She died a long time ago. Again, you can work in all kinds of books. This is a book with another style I was doing. I was examining a style of somebody, building it up in a very different kind of way. I think I was inspired by, oh, what's her name? I can't imagine. Again, something from the holy something. What is the title? It's a holy book, at least. And there are still original pictures. This book was totally in black and white. And I added a lot of stuff in there. I don't know. Let's see, what was the title here? Because mostly I leave the first page. Oh, you can't. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it's also fun because it's Swedish or Danish. So I can't really read what this is about. So I like that. This is the Atlas of the Western Civilization from Elsevier. It's a Dutch publisher. I like it a lot. So sometimes the theme that's occurring in this book, because of the title of the book, sometimes inside it's the same is happening. So funny. I really like this page a lot, about his face. Some leaves, some doodling. And you can see, again, this is the primary page. And I just start with one piece of collage and then the story evolves itself. And here is a page I published more. Nothing of the original page is there. No, nothing at all, I think. No. You can work in art books. This is a book of Gauguin. I'll show you how I sometimes work with it. This is an unfinished page, but at the same time, when I look at it now, I think, I like it. This is a picture, a painting of Gauguin, and this is a collage piece that I added. Still not ready, but almost ready. And this is, again, how you can start. Sometimes I use my books as a color palette, and then there's already something there to work with. So these are, and this is also from Rien Poortvliet about the Ark of Noah, and it's finished. What you need to know is you have to have a book that you really connect with. It helps if you have a book like, okay, it was cheap, so I bought it, but I'm totally not interested in the title or the subject. it's helpful if you have a book that's already feeling strong for you. These are the books I didn't alter. So this could be a book that I really like because I like these old drawings of human bodies a lot, or bones. And I think I have this page already, this film. What you need to do first is you have to work with the pages. You have to glue them together because they are too thin to work on mostly. And mostly you have too many pages. You don't want 500 or 100 or 300 pages. So I think I'll search for the link of the film I already did. I really like a photographer's book of photographers a lot to work in because they have strong images to start with. I think I definitely are going to work with this. But you have this author rights, of course. You have to be careful what you show on social media. And maybe when it's an old book, it's better to use than a new one. Something about nature, I like this a lot. And if you like nature, it's a nice book. It has all kinds of images, technique, buildings, nature. So it's nice if you have different kind of themes in one book, of different kind of pictures. I like children books, like you saw Tom Sawyer. I altered, and I think Alone in the World, I think I altered. This is the journey around the world in 80 days. It has a lot of, if you are a traveler, for example, I think you really like to alter a book like this because it's about the whole world and traveling stories. If you are in the mythical stuff, the whimsical stuff, maybe you like this. The stories of, how do you call it in English? I don't know. La Fontaine, mystery stories. There are images and text. And it's very wide, but it's very thick. You have these in a thinner form art, and but those are all 240 of them. That's a lot. So, but it's very thin paper. Sometimes I like a book with thick paper. I don't have to treat it before, because what you can do, what I demonstrate in my video, is you can get rid of some pockets here, the bundles of papers. Then you have to tighten it a little bit. You can all rip out the papers you don't like at all. But that's technical. But the start is find a book you really connect with. You really like. It can be a book about food, for example. A book about, like I said, about animals, storytelling, whatever. Every book, every kind of book is okay, as long as you can relate with the theme or have some compassion, interest in it, then it works. And you can treat it further as a normal journal. You write about your life, your story, and what is nice, there's already something to start with, but can also be not helpful that there is so much already and you're like this, and then it's better to start in a wide journal or practice. It's kind of practicing how can you deal with pictures that you don't like, or how can you choose, how can you follow your gut feeling about the picture, you paint it over if it doesn't feel right. Just, play with it. That's what an art journal is about, playing with images and text and combining and getting your life into this book. Get rid of all this ugly stuff and also get in there the good stuff also. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. I will search for the link of how I alter my books, and maybe I make another film, technically how you do it. Stay tuned. Bye bye. See you next time. Doei doei.